John, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
What's
Wait,
up,
should I be
John?
sideways? Does that
There
make
you go.
There it
There
is.
we
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Everybody else was sideways, so I was like, I
So-
can't be the only one.
I know, right? So first, I want to say I apologize about the confusion, but glad you were able to join us tonight.
No, it's all good. I guess Hugo, my singer, might show up.
Okay.
I don't know what time it is, but whatever. I think he 5 is it 50 right now? I don't know. Either
And-
way, he should be in at some point. If not, hey, you got me. So
Hey, no, but you know what? If he hops in and you're gone, we'll pull him in too. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
So let's talk about Tantric. You guys have been, and I'm not going to lie, even during the COVID time, you guys were nonstop.
Yeah.
And you just finished up a tour with Smile Empty Soul.
Yep.
And then you're going back out at the beginning of 2023 with Smile Empty Soul.
Mhm.
And we just happen to have you on one of those dates, which is the pre-party for our Rockin' the Sound festival that we're doing. And the pre-party, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just excited for the pre-party as I am for the actual event, because it's Tantric, Smile Empty Soul, Awaken the Giant, and Lines of Loyalty. So you got 3 national bands and one trying to climb up there at one big pre-party. And tickets are flying out the door for the pre-party. It's amazing. So walk me through like the COVID part of it, how you guys stayed busy during that time.
We just didn't stop. I guess it's like the band is small enough to be, like we're not selling out stadiums, right? So it's not like a Nickelback where they had to cancel a full-on, tour going into 2020. So very much under the radar as far as like we're not big enough so that we could tour, but we're also big enough to the point where it's like we still can go out and there's still going to be a crowd there. We hit a lot of places that were like, we went to places in like Iowa where they were like, yeah, I mean, we've never really heard of COVID, so we just kind of like booked the show anyway, and we're like, yeah, all right, sick, this is great. And
you could have come to Florida. You could have probably played the whole state of Florida that time.
Oh yeah, Florida for sure. We did that, and then we did. There were just a bunch of Midwest states that were kind of like, there were some places that were like, yeah, if you guys could come in, wear the mask, do the thing, and wash your hands, and sick. And there were other places where like, yeah, do whatever's comfortable. So we just tried to adhere to whatever protocol they wanted us to do, but it still allowed us to get out and work,
So Kevin, what's cool about what he just said was, I'm going to clip Chris Henderson saying in 2020 that the big bands were going to suffer, and it was going to be the year of the guys that weren't at the arena level. If you remember.
Oh no, I do. I remember that, and it stuck out. It stuck out big time. And for you guys to be able to do that, and then in 2021, you guys released an album.
Yeah.
Now you've been with the band since 2017?
No, I've been since 2020.
Since 2020.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but you've been in other bands. You've seen some of the business. And of course, Tantric started in 99, I believe, or 2000, somewhere in there. And that they were part of that last little push, what Jared likes to talk about, of those record deals. And they had that, and now it's more into the independent type thing. You guys are on Cleopatra Records, I believe. And so where do you guys sit from where it used to be to where it is now?
Well, even so, the Cleopatra thing was only a 1-album deal.
I got you.
And not to say much one way or the other, but we're looking for somebody else. So, if you can assume what that means. But the thing is that labels don't really facilitate much anymore because, you probably can't see much of it, but like you can have studios in your basement now, and people are writing hit records in their basement without giant studio money, and people are, self-producing and self-promoting on a scope that nobody's seen before, just because of social media in the past 15 years. It's just been able to allow bands to get out there that never had a voice unless they had a label. So right now the shift is really big on like, okay, what can a label give us that we can't already do on our own? And if they can't really give us anything else, then what's the point? So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like the networking and the connections that a label has are awesome. You know, having a good PR company or somebody that's going to put out the record and put the money behind it, that's always awesome. But yeah, that's kind of the thing is like, if they're not doing that, then what's the point?
It's sort of like throwing your money out the window.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like the thing is that labels don't make as much money anyway because nobody's physically buying records anymore. So it's all based upon streams, which streams get you nothing. So it's like if it's not a cut of touring or it's not a cut of anything else, then where's that money come from? So labels are apprehensive to put the money out there, and bands are apprehensive to take that money because just say somebody's giving you $50,000 to make a record, that's not just free money, so that's got to come from something. So yeah, the whole state of the industry has changed a bunch, but you know, it's about reworking that and seeing what's going to work for us.
Absolutely.
I think too, in terms of social media promotion, you get some bands that are really, really great at it. You get one band member who's super active, who knows it like the back of their hand, knows how to work the system. And then what do you need the label to do that for you either? You don't.
Yeah, for sure.
You can manage to sell your own tickets. You can manage to do your own merch. You don't need someone else to do that for you and then take a cut of it.
Right. That was the thing, is that even with the newest record, they were charging us, I think it was somewhere around like $7 a physical copy of the CD so that then we could go out and sell it. So you like the band isn't just given like 1,000 CDs to sell at merch. It's like, oh, so we're paying for that like we would if we just did it ourselves, you know? So you see a lot of bands that are taking the approach of creating their own label or doing things that are like solely crowdfunded or just solely funded by themselves, and then figuring out, all right, well, you know, if we can't do PR, like you were saying with social media, you can hire somebody to do that nowadays, and they're an expert at it, and they can open up the back of Facebook Ad Manager and, you know, target that group of people that you need to target for your new record. And did you need a label for it? No, you know, so that's the thing about labels, is it's like, it's a different shift. It's a change in what they can give you that you can't already get yourself.
I think in terms of management, as well as a band manages itself, it sort of forces you in a position that you have to manage yourself and you have to do it effectively.
Sure, for sure. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, you know, in a way, if you don't want to hire anybody else to do it, like we run our own social media, for example. So if I'm not on top of that, as well as my other jobs of not only just being a drummer and having to facilitate the music side of the band, right? We have to also be, you know, we have to be PR, and we have to be social media, and we have to, you know, make our, you know, what was crazy was when the album came out, they rolled it out, and the day of, they were asking us for flyers and poster promotions that they could post on social media. And we're like, wait a second, weren't you supposed to be the one to give that to us? So I was like sending them over things that I had made for social media promotion so that they could then use it. I'm like, then what the heck was that? Like, it was nuts. It's
graphic designer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have to be a graphic designer now, and I got to make all my own merch or whatever. You know, it's nuts.
We've talked about that on the show a few times. The like democratization that social media has, you know, given bands. It's both a good thing and a bad thing because you have to wear so many hats nowadays. And the counter argument to that, one that really rings with me, is like it kind of pulls you away from being an artist. You know, you can't be like in the heyday of the 80s with Motley Crue and just partying and only being the musician. You have to be all of the things, the PR guy, the graphics guy, keep it all in house. But at the end of the day, at least you own your music when you do that, right? And there are a lot of bands out there right now who are doing a great job of it. Just like in our hometown, Kevin, you can second this, I would think. Envision, one of the bands that we've been, you know, a part of since the beginning. They're doing a great job of creating these you know, some are silly. Most all of them are silly campaigns that are tied to their songs. I mean, they even their singer fell on a stage monitor the other night, and they have taken that for a social media ride, like creating memes and TikToks where people are now duetting with him falling on the monitor, something that you might try to hide or be embarrassed of. They've like gotten so much attention out of it, and that's the cool thing to me to see nowadays.
It makes me think they did that on purpose now, by the way.
No, he didn't. He did not do that on purpose.
No, but you are right. And to take to another, to take the conversation another direction, like you're talking about bands almost becoming comedians and like laughing at themselves. We've done that a bunch. And so we started a Patreon page last year, or maybe beginning of this year, whenever it was. And it's all just jokes. Like it's just straight humor. Like me and my singer Hugo, we made a whole video of us playing the game Guess Who, and like made it like super. We put it for money, right? So like we each bet $1, and we made a whole video of like how stupid it was because we were traveling from one venue to the other and had that downtime. But we turned into like comedians now, where we get on social media and the posts that do the best aren't necessarily the ones that are like the serious rock and roll guy. Like, hey, it's the guitar player, you know, showing how cool he is. It's like, no, it's the guitar player looking like an idiot for a second and, you know, showing that off. It's a whole different world. People want to see, you know, relatable content nowadays, things that they can laugh at.
Look at the comments blowing up just about that. What I was talking about, like it's real. It really is. But another band to kind of dovetail off of what you're talking about, another band that we've had on the show who does a great job of it is Sepsis. If you haven't heard of them, go look it up. But they even talk about how multi-platforms, they're different. They give you different experiences, right? So on their Twitch channel, it almost is never about their music. They do cooking classes and just like therapy talks or whatever. You could go back and look at the interview that we did with them, but it's different on Twitch than it is on Instagram, than it is on YouTube, than it is on Spotify, right? They give you a different piece of themselves on every social platform. I think that's pretty badass too.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. You're just like, it's kind of like the age of trying things and see what sticks. And, you know, it's not necessarily all music based. It's like, you know, you're selling a personality, just like you would, you know, when a band was selling a record, right? Like, you know, you show in the cover art your personality. And when you're on stage, you know, that's your personality. But now people see it 24/7. So it's like a different way of approaching. All right, well, what can we show these people that they don't already see?
Correct.
Yeah, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game than what used to be, for sure.
Well,
Definitely.
it makes
And
you
I
more
feel
relatable.
that doing that, it gives the fans and the band a more of a connection together because they get to see like you guys as human beings.
Correct.
Right? I think it's great for them to just, you know, have that connection with you and see like, you know, the different parts of bands' lives other than the music.
Right.
So I have to say that I'm sitting there watching the comments. I think, Jared, we've officially made it. We got a comment on YouTube. I'm gonna put it up. You ready?
Yeah.
We've officially made it. We got spammed on YouTube.
All right.
You know what's funny, Kevin? I'm on my phone doing this, and while we were having that discussion, I got one of them random phone numbers that I don't know. Hey, how are you? With the heart and the thing, text message. So we're getting spammed to death. So that's great.
Dude, I had that happen to me on my phone one night. We were sitting on the front porch. I just gave it to Brandy, and I let Brandy talk to him.
Yeah.
That conversation was hilarious.
Oh my God.
So anyway, what I'd like to do right now before we go talk anymore, I would like to play Living Here Without You, the video.
Sure.
And then we can chat about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is Tantric. I'm hoping I'm pressing the right button. It's Living Here Without You. It's off their latest album, and you're watching The Sound. All right. Tantric and their song Living Here Without You. And, you know, there's small things that happen in life for me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a huge Tantric fan. Always have been, because they came out when I was working in rock radio, and it was just one of those things. And I was able to book them one time at Guitars and Cadillacs in D'Iberville, Mississippi. I've seen them play all over the United States when I've been able to travel. So this is kind of exciting for me because Hugo is now with us.
I am.
There he is.
I was jamming to my own video. I was like,
It was funny because I was watching and then I saw you pop in and the video was on and it was kind of like your face.
Good hair day.
Oh, wow, here we go. So how are you, Hugo?
I'm doing great, man. How are you guys doing? You know, just sitting here, just saving kittens from a tree, helping old ladies walk the street. You know,
that's the way to do it.
That's what I do.
That's
Rock and
the
roll.
way, man. That is the way.
A lot of people don't know that. You know?
So we were talking to John about Tantric and staying alive through the pandemic and touring and still being able to play some shows and stuff like that. And you guys are coming out and you're playing our pre-party to our festival, which I told John I'm just as excited about the pre-party as I am the festival. But I'm not going to lie. The last time that I saw you guys live, Hugo, you may not even remember. It was a small little bar in Mandeville, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And some friends of mine in Baden opened up the show for you guys.
Baden. I love Baden.
Yeah, but that's a lot because when I booked you guys for playing,
that was probably in 2000 and I want to say 8-ish.
Yeah.
Or maybe before that. So let me just assure you that we are better than ever because we've had all those years to practice, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So we asked John, what do you think the major difference is from when you started Tantric in 99, 2000 to where it is 2022, as far as the music business goes?
I mean, is there a music business really? I don't even think there is. I certainly if there was the business part of it involved, I wouldn't know about it because I luckily I've always played music for the reason of loving what I do and that being like a service. You know, music makes people happy and definitely my own experiences in life when put into music help other people relate with it and you know it's got multiple benefits obviously, so I do it like that. But the music business sucks in general right now, but you know what, I was fortunate enough and we were fortunate enough to have started when it wasn't so bad, and I'm not going to say it's all bad. There are parts of it that actually are better now, but I was fortunate enough to make a good impact in a way that it has allowed me a career, you know. But certainly without the perseverance and just, you know, I'm just too dumb to know I can't do it. You know, like we just love doing what we do, and you know, we adapt. You know, like during COVID, man. We were just like, okay, well, this is our only gig. This is what we do. And we're definitely not like Metallica. We can do a gig every now and then and make, you know, so, I mean, we were creative, man. We'd play any place. We're just like, yo, you want me to play your basement? Got it. But, you know, so, man, I guess we're fortunate I'm definitely fortunate to have a lot of great guys in my band that are just like, man, you know, they're doing it for the right reasons. They don't complain too much. And if they do, it's about me and I'm not there. So it's fine. And they work hard and they also strive to be better players. And, you know, cause you know, to me, I grew up in a time period where like, you know, you used to see bands and you'd be like, man, that guitar player he can really execute that. Or that's a great vocalist. And now it's kind of like whatever, and there's music out there that's very popular that requires very little skill to execute and you know, and so I'm proud of my guys, you know, their ability to execute and play consistently and really do the things that separates the professionals from the people that are not. So blessings to everyone. And now we have this.
I think it's great. So, John, you never complain about Hugo, do you?
Never. Not even once.
Like, John is like the nicest guy in the band. You know, like Jesus loves him more than anybody else. But like the only time Jesus gets mad at him is when he's like, Hugo. No. John is actually a very kind, and great friend that I value very much, aside from the musical ability that he has. I mean, because John started, 22. I mean, that's just, he's a little, youngster, and he's come such a long way as all the other guys, But I think we toured. My booking agents told me that we were the #1 most booked band for years consecutively, because we're just like, well, I don't have a girlfriend. You guys want to just keep on playing? So like,
road warriors, dude. Y'all are road warriors. I love it.
That's it.
Right.
Well, I can tell you, we are super excited to have you guys coming down March 17th and playing our pre-party. But I will have to make one request, and I think it's far enough out you guys might be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to see you guys live, Love Song has to be one of the ones played.
No problem. We also pride ourselves.
That song has helped me get through so many freaking breakups, and I hate this girl and all.
Well,
that.
you know what? I as you guys, if you're a Tantric fan, you'll know that I'm the king of sappy ballads about girls who broke my heart. But I mean, like, I literally attract the worst girlfriends ever. Like, I should be on Maury. But but here's the thing. Except for, some of them, it might have been my faults. But the thing is, like, I was like, man, another freaking love song. Here it goes. And I stopped, and I refused to, like, succumb to the backward skate the couple skate song that I wanted to write. And I wrote that one. But I'm glad. It's kind of a tongue in cheek, and it's fun. A lot of people like it. I
love that damn song.
Yeah, it's funny.
I think every year that's one of my most played on Spotify.
Oh, that's awesome. It's funny because it's like, when people say, hey, I'm happy for you. Really, I'm so happy for you. I'm so they're like, it's just a thing. They're like, is anybody really happy for their ex? I'm great. So she dumped me, and now she's dating this guy. Apparently he's worth like a couple of $1 billion, and they got a dog. They got the dog that I wanted.
So that's everybody's homework tonight. If you haven't listened to it, go find Love Song on Spotify and listen to it.
Yes.
So you'll love it. I promise. Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing it.
You know what? Do you think? I think that the next record that we do, I'm just gonna just say a swear on every song, because I feel like if you just I don't know if it's coincidental, but do you ever notice that songs with swears in them always do well?
They do. They do.
Mean, people feel it. People feel it.
All of the adults in America are sitting around going, "Holy shit, he said the F word." Hell yeah.
We're not surprised.
But it's really like that. It's just like we're all little kids pretending to be grown-ups here. And
right.
And
agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a real grown-up out there. I think there's just all different levels of fooling everyone. But once you just say, "Hey, guess what? I'm gonna fart and swear," it's all out the window.
Yep.
Hugo shows his true intellect.
Remember that signal, Jared? The signal is, we do a live show, and so we have to clip some stuff to re-air it.
Right.
I do this, and Jared knows, okay, we have to clip that section. So your explanation of that is going to be clipped for the TikTokers of the world.
Right. Yeah, Hugo farts and swears.
Right. You can't say fart or swear.
Well, guys,
but I figured, now there's words you can't say that were part of our normal conversational thing when we were kids, and I feel like there should be like a grandfather clause, because when you grow up, and I'm not saying.
What is he saying is the question. Let's hold on.
Yeah, caption this, folks. Get in your best hashtags. Come on, let's see them. Load up the comments.
There he is. He's back.
Oh, I guess you guys. All right, I got it. I'll stay away from that subject. You guys could have just.
Probably for the best. Probably
so no Jesus talk, no words. Yeah, but because I always say this whole thing. I guess it doesn't really matter because there's really no shock value to anything I say anymore.
And and I'll say that there's not a lot of shock value left in the world.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
somewhere, somehow, some
now.
way, it's been done.
Yeah.
So, got to find something new.
Lee posted his junk on Instagram. Well, posted his junk on Instagram, and that sort of was that.
Yeah, I saw Tommy. Are you talking about Tommy Lee?
Yeah,
I am.
Oh, he's gone again.
He froze again.
His phone is the most broken iPhone I've ever seen.
iPhone 3.
The bill here is like my credit card declined.
Wi-Fi that you paid this month.
You can't pay the Wi-Fi with like the EBT card.
What's that? The iPhone 5? Were you rocking nowadays? The iPhone 4?
I mean, so what? I mean,
You burn up all the Boost Mobile minutes.
Dude, it looks like I'm about to be like, they've got me, and they said that they just need like unmarked bills, and they'll let me go.
Doing that ransom video.
I could ransom myself off. We often talk about doing a tantric cover band, like a tribute band, because tribute bands make a lot of money.
They do.
Like, we should do like a tantric tribute band.
But it's all of you guys that
all
be
the members
shit.
of Tantric.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story about that if you guys want to hear a little funny story. Once me and Kid Rock and I think it was and Jack Black, we were all touring together, right? And after that, we went to this like adjacent bar, and it's like a karaoke bar, and like all of them were just like, yo man, why don't you go up there and do Breakdown? Breakdown was like #1 song in the world or in the country or whatever. And I was like, man, I'm not going up there. That's like totally taboo. And then like, they started throwing 20s, and I'm like, I'll do anything for a couple of 20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like that, help you around the house, whatever it is, But anyways, I go up there. I'm like, okay, all right. There's a significant amount of money on the table. I went up there, touched my hair under, and I sang the song. And then like the host of the karaoke and like the owner of the venue came up to me and he's like, man, really, really good. Really good. But here's where you could have, you almost nailed it. And then he like proceeds to like teach me how to sing Breakdown. And he's like, you just like, how he does it, how he really does it, is like no one else is living this way. And he's like singing this thing, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to think, and I'm just like, because I'm pretty sure I sound true to form, right? And I'm like, am I Hugo?
I'm Hugo.
Yeah, and that's where the whole like, who's Hugo? I don't. Come on, is this happening? All right.
Nice.
My question is, did you have to read the teleprompter, or was you able to?
Ironically, I do read the teleprompter, but I think I only know really. I've never been in a cover band my whole life, so like I don't really know other people's words to their lyrics, except for like the two go-to songs that I sing on karaoke.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain being one of them.
Yeah.
I do basically if Fat Albert sang Purple Rain.
Yeah, really.
Hey.
Yeah.
Both. Prince.
It's on YouTube, guys, and it's fantastic.
So wait, what's the other one?
I do a little Sinatra, I like a fly me to the moon.
Nice.
Okay.
Just a couple of notes there. A couple of notes. But yeah, I'm actually the funny thing is I used to, I'm from Detroit. At least, a big chunk of my life is from Detroit. And when I was a young teenager, I used to go to this place. I lived in Royal Oak, and I used to go to this place called Bob and Rob's, okay? And it was like this bar that hadn't been changed. It looked like it was time warp. And I befriended the old man that worked there. And the old man only had 5 customers that went there every day, and then me, right? And he would have a karaoke setup, and I learned a lot how to sing. Like he would show me how to take use my deep voice in a way. And then I learned a lot from him. And then I'd go to this other place called the Music Menu Cafe, which was like this blues bar where any given time there'd be like, Aretha Franklin would be there, or these blues legends that are from the area. And so that was like, my answer. I'd be doing my homework and like learning how to sing. So yeah, hopefully I'll get a residency in Vegas.
I had a cousin who would go to a local karaoke bar back in like the early 2000s, and it was an older crowd, and he would do songs like Elton John, but in the style of like Chino Marino. he would get kicked out every time. He got banned from the bar. It was amazing.
I like going to karaoke bars because the thing is, like, there's some fun that happens there because like the people that go there, they're the regulars, like that shit is hardcore serious to them. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, like it's almost like a bowling league, it's like they go in there and they have their song rehearsed. Our good friend Jeff Tansky, he's one of those guys, and they're like, hey, what are you gonna do this week? You gonna go with that one? Yeah, you got this, man, you got it. Just like they're pumping each other up. But every now and then there'll just be like some.
There he goes.
We lost him again. No, but the bar that y'all are going to be playing at for the pre-party does a $10,000, right, Kevin? A $10,000 karaoke contest.
Karaoke contest, yeah. They just wrapped it up for this year, but yeah, $10,000.
Man, you guys just told me about this a little bit late because I would have just been like, I know it's breakdown. And then John, one of you guys would have been like, you're all right, close. You were so close.
You're so close, dude. Yeah.
So close.
That's killer.
Well, y'all killed enough time for me. Hold on one second. Here it is.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Shit, dude, I don't know why that's not in the set list.
Basically, right there.
I like it.
There's barely any playback, too.
Why is that not in the set list, man? Dude, that's legit.
You know what? I don't know, but everybody knows me to sing the Purple Rain. I'm the Purple Rain King. But yeah, it was
we
funny.
We need at least a couple bars of that on the 17th, man, for real.
You know what? I can do it if the boys just learned it,
Dude,
we'll just stack the 20s up, Kevin. We'll get the 20 stacked up. He already said he'll do it.
Got it.
I mean, it doesn't even
money.
20s. Like I work for you know what I'm saying? You got a newer phone than an iPhone 4, then I'm in. Whatever.
Well, I hope y'all are ready to party, man, because it's an intimate little venue there, and if the weather is cool, it's going to be outdoors. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
You know what? I don't care really where we play.
Nope.
We lost him again.
4 is in action.
Always on the wrong part. That's
it's always like a movie cliffhanger every time he disappears.
There he is.
No, I feel like I got that like Cinemax where you can only watch 10 seconds at a time. But yeah, we love playing wherever it is, as long as we got proper speakers, not somebody's home speakers, and we got the great people there to watch us. We'll do our thing.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely have the sound system, and Kevin already said the tickets are selling.
We are 5 months out and we're already over 100 pre-sold. So, and Biloxi's not a pre-sale market. So to even say that,
right.
It's going to be a sold out show. I
so
guarantee
my mom
you that.
must be going. She's like, I'm going to buy all the tickets. She's so sweet. She would probably do that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much and can't wait to see you guys in March, man.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you guys.
See you in March. Can't wait.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.